What's good, guys? My name is Walker FX, and as you all know, we are here once again to analyze the market together, give you a weekly outlook on what we are expecting or what we'll be expecting next week on gold, DXY. Today I will analyze BTC as well. I will add BTC because we've been milking BTC of late. If you are part of my community, you know that of late we have been milking BTC and everything is going on well, and I'm beginning to like BTC now because gold hasn't been giving us any kind of clear movement, and because of the war and all that, the market hasn't been stable like that of late for the past 2 months. But consistency beats everything. Like I always tell my community, you have to be consistent, show up every day and keep doing the same thing you always do. Trust the process and keep believing in yourself. Keep learning, and always try to become a better version of yourself. So I wouldn't like to waste much time. I believe by the end of the video you understand what we'll be expecting, or what we'll be expecting in the market for the week ahead of us. And remember to give me a follow, remember to give me a subscribe and follow for more. Subscribe, like and share for more updates. I'm not that kind of a YouTube person or social media person, so this thing feels like a new thing to me. Let's quickly jump to the chart and start analyzing. So this is the DXY. We've been analyzing DXY for almost all the analysis I do. You can go back and check how we analyze DXY. I don't want to go back again because if you have been following me, you already know how I analyze my DXY. I don't want to go back. Let's not waste much time. So we can clearly see this is on the weekly time frame. We can see that DXY has finally broken the consolidation over here, right? And now it's reacting on top of this retest, right? And this weekly candle last week, it gave us a bullish engulfing candle. This should even tell you that, this should even tell you something, because initially we've broken a consolidation zone and market is giving us bullish movement, or has given us a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly time frame. That alone should give you an idea, right, that buyers are in control, right? Buyers are in control. So be looking for buy opportunities on DXY. And like I told you, if you're looking for buy opportunities on DXY, other pairs like gold, BTC, EUUSD, GBP USD, all the pairs that has the USD as a quote currency, you'll be looking for bearish movements over there, right? So let's not waste much time. Let's go to the daily time frame, because I was expecting, if you watch my previous analysis or outlook, we're expecting DXY. Let me clear this one for the chart to be clear. We're expecting DXY to, I was really expecting this buy movement, right? I was expecting this buy movement. Let's draw our bullish trend line, because we can see DXY has been respecting the trend line very nicely. First touch over here, we go second touch over here. Doesn't have to really touch the line, it's zone, right? We got third touch and fourth touch last week. It's amazing. You have to know this is moving in a bullish trend, right? And so last week, or before last week, we were expecting DXY to give us some kind of a bit retracement to this zone, right, to this zone, before we look for buying opportunities, right? But I told you it's either two things. It's either price, because price was already here, right? It's either price give us a retracement respecting this support that's now acting as a resistance. It's either price is going to retest over there and start buying, and also that zone is on the trend line as well, as you can see, or price will retrace a bit deeper into this demand zone before we see any buy movement, right? So as you can see, it's respected the fair zone, right? Let's mark this resistance that now acted as a support. It's very clear over here, right? This resistance is now acting as a support, right? We can see price broke this resistance to the upside. It broke this resistance to the upside, came for a retest on this resistance that's now acting as a support, and also it's on the trend line. It's respected the trend line and it's now giving us a bullish movement, right? So now what are we expecting? We are expecting price to break here, right? We want price to break this zone, also give us something like this, come again just like how it did over here, right? Just like how it did over here, give us something like this, give us a retest and continue pushing upwards, or even come a bit lower to this. It might be respecting the trend line over and over again, right? Because we have, remember, we have zones up there that we are expecting DXY to go before we look for any sell opportunities. Let's go to the weekly time frame and let me show you the zones that when you look into your left, we have whole zone over here. We have a whole zone that price needs to come, right? Price needs to come before we get any kind of bearish movement, right? So where are we going to, how are we going to know that this is the zone, or where price is going to stop buying? So that's where we drop our Fibonacci. From where price started selling to the zone it stopped selling and started retracing. We can see this is a golden zone, right? So when price gets here, this is where we might be looking for sell opportunities to the downside, right? Because you have to know that this zone is one, is it will be respecting this supply resistance zone, and two, there's a supply zone, other block over here, which is a supply zone as well. Price can be respecting it, or price might respect it. There's high probability, right? So we can see something like this and a push to the downside, which will happen like in months, because you have to know this is a weekly time frame, so it will take a long time, or 1 or 2 months to get there. So for now, let's focus on the current price action. Let's focus on how to buy the market over there, right? So you can see we are expecting price to break this level next week to continue pushing upwards. We are not expecting anything big. We have already marked our zones. We know what price is doing. Price is respecting the trend line. Price is doing a whole lot of bullish movements. We don't even have to waste much time over there. We know the movement of the market, right? So maybe next week price can buy straight from here, or it can either retrace a bit to this zone, this level. This is the 1 hour time from this level, before giving us a bullish movement, right? So this is all we can do for DXY. We don't trade over there, but it just give us an idea on how to trade the other pairs, right? So let's quickly go to Euro USD. I won't waste time on Euro USD, because Euro USD is very simple. Price is respecting, price is giving us a very bearish movement, right? You can see for some time now, because DXY is bullish. Like I told you, if DXY is bullish, all the pairs that has USD will be bearish, right? So that's how you are seeing over here. Euro USD is giving bearish movement, lower low, lower high. It's giving bearish movement, lower low, lower high, lower low. It broke this previous demand zone that was supposed to buy market, but price disrespected it, and now price has retraced into this zone, and we've seen big or huge rejections to the downside, right? This is the daily time frame, so you have to know this zone is very huge, or this movement is very huge, right? So why is price reacting from this level and not this level? Because this was an order block or demand zone that price was supposed to respect and buy, right? But what happened? Price disrespected it, pushed to the downside, and now price is back into this zone. if you trade order block, you have to know that when order block gets disrespected, it becomes a breaker block, right? So now EURUSD is reacting to a breaker block, right? And it's reacted over there countless times. So we got a resistance. We got a resistance over there, because we've seen a lot of, or couple of rejections or reactions over there, right? And we got a support. We got a support also over here. We've seen couple of retouches and reactions, right? So now we are expecting price to break, because this is really clear. Daily time frame, we've been seeing bearish movements throughout, so we are expecting pull to the downside. And when you look to your left, let's go to the weekly time frame. When you look to your left, we have this zone over here that price is supposed to come before we see any kind of buy or bullish movements, right? So this is all for EURUSD. We'll still be expecting bearish or sell continuation to the downside. Let's go to gold. Gold is doing the same thing. If you have been watching my previous analysis, I've been doing the same thing over and over again. This is the weekly time frame. Gold is respecting this weekly support, and we also have another zone over here. If gold, like I told you, if gold breaks this support that has been respecting, or demand zone, price will drop drastically to this level. Price will drop really drastically. I know some traders who are really expecting this drop. They are already in sales. They have been in sales for like 3 months now, right? So everything is clear. As DXY is bullish, gold is automatically bearish or indirectly bearish, right? As you can see, I've been analyzing gold for the past few months. You can see I always do the same thing. It's doing the same thing, still giving us a bearish movement. So let's focus on the current price action. You can see that last week buyers stepped into the market. Last week buyers stepped into the market, and what happened last week? Buyers, we saw this push to the upside. We saw this whole movement to the upside last week, right? But it's still, when you look at my analysis, I've been telling you, if this, so far as this level hasn't been broken, gold is still in a bearish phase. So far as this lower high hasn't been broken, gold is still bearish. Why? Because we have a lower low, lower high, we have a lower low over here, we have a lower high, we have a lower low. So this is the current lower high, right? So price was supposed to initially create a lower low, breaking this previous low, right? But it hasn't been able to break this previous low, because this level is already respecting the weekly support or weekly demand, right? And so this, you have to know, this level is a whole strong level. This level I marked with a gray line, it's a very strong level on the weekly time frame, right? That's why we are seeing that. That's the level, this level, that's the level I told you, if price breaks, is going straight down, because it's a very strong level. That's why we've been seeing a lot of rejections over there, because according to, or technically, price was supposed to create a lower low to the downside, right? But it hasn't been able to create a lower low, and it also hasn't given any kind of change in direction or market structure shape, because this previous lower high hasn't been broken. So we are still bearish on gold. Last week we saw this movement to the upside. You have to know, even though we are in a bearish movement, any buy or any bullish movement you see is a correction. So far as it hasn't broken any lower high, it's still a correction for price to keep selling, right? So that's how we got it over here. And when price got here, it's sold also on Friday, right? So far as price hasn't broken this level, let me clear all this. The fact that price haven't broken this level or this high, this lower high, we are still bearish, right? And why did price sell from here and not here? Because let's draw our Fibonacci from this level to the downside. You can see that price respected our golden Fibonacci zone, and started selling. Give us a huge bearish candle. This is daily. Give us a very huge daily candle, right? This even shows that, or indicates that, sellers are still in the market, right? But something is happening over here. Something is happening over here. So initially, price was supposed to respect this order block, but it disrespected it, right? It disrespected it, right? So price was supposed to break this order block over here, but it disrespected it to the downside, right? It disrespected it to the downside, and now price is in this zone. You have to know that there is a resistance over here. When you see something like this, this indicates a bearish movement. You can see when price bought to this level, it respected this one, and also it's also respecting this new breaker block that was supposed to be an order block that got broken. And when price got here, we've seen huge rejection candle, and the next candle also opened below that candle, and also it's a bearish candle as well. This is a 4-hour time frame. It's giving bearish movement, right? But if price doesn't sell from here, if price sells from here, it really makes sense, because all the criteria we are looking is there, right? So price can sell from here as soon as market opens, right? Because it's giving a bearish structure. It can be like a lower high. It can be like we have a lower high over here, we got a lower low that broke this low, so it can be like a lower high for price to continue pushing downwards, right? Or we also have a zone up here, a supply zone up here that caused this impulsive movement, right? So, and also imbalance. So probably price have to push and balance the market or the structure to this supply zone before we see any kind of bearish structure, right? Because when we draw our Fibonacci here also, this is where, let's draw our Fibonacci from where price started selling last week. This is the level. You see, it respected our golden zone, right? It respected our golden zone before it sold. Let's do the same thing. Market keeps repeating itself over and over again, from where last week it started selling to where it stopped and started retracing. You see the zone we are interested in selling, that's where our golden zone is also. So it really makes sense. If price doesn't sell from here, it might push a bit higher here before selling, because the overall trend is still bearish, and also we are expecting buys on DXY. So definitely we have to expect bearish movement on gold. So basically this is gold, what we'll be expecting on gold, right? And this is basically what we are expecting on gold. And let's go to BTC. It's very simple. Market is doing the same thing. This is BTC. We caught sales on Friday and I explained it. It's very simple, very simple. You can see price was respecting this bearish trend line, and it gave us an order block over here. So as soon as price tapped in the order block, give us a rejection, we entered straight to full TP. Same thing is happening over here. So let's go to the weekly time frame to see what BTC is doing on the weekly time frame. So this was the zone BTC was supposed to buy from. If you are looking or paying close attention to my analysis, you can see some things in common. Price keeps breaking order blocks and forming breaker blocks, right? Same thing happened on USD, same thing happened on gold, and same thing is happening on BTC. On the weekly time frame, price disrespected this order block, came to the downside, disrespected the order block over here, came to the downside, and came here, pushed to this level again, and now we'll be expecting bearish movement because BTC has USD in it, and since we're expecting the USD to buy, we expect BTC to also sell, right? Let's go to the daily so that we can see a clear picture. So this is the zone I marked. Price was supposed to buy from. It broke to the downside, gave us a retest, and we have a resistance zone over here. The price has already respected and is giving us, this is daily, it has given us 3 daily bearish candles. That's very, very strong. That is enough to let us know that price will sell from there. Price will sell from there. Price will sell from here to the downside. To the downside. So this is basically what we are expecting, or we'll be expecting. Give me a subscribe, like, share, and follow for more updates. I'm done. Peace.